It's Brianna. It is April 2nd. It is VEDA Day 2. I almost didn't make it tonight. It's like 9 o'clock California time, but all the babies are in bed. Hopefully my son doesn't get up anymore. The older one, not the younger one. And anyway, it was funny because on Facebook today we were talking about, really for me, this is me not trying to be like a rock star mom or anything like that. Please, I am so far from that. But it's really just an excuse for me to change my shirt every day. I was in my pajamas until like 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon. So anyway, today I wanted to talk to you guys about perspective. And this is something that I've thought a lot about because something that I learned on my journey was when you are heavier, especially if you've been heavier for a really long time, or always struggle with your weight like I did, you kind of lose perspective as to how other people lead a healthy lifestyle. So, I think something that a lot of us might say, and I've been guilty of this too, is, you might say something like, why do I struggle with my weight? So and so, it might be your husband, it might be your sister, it might be your mom, it might be a friend of yours. So and so can eat whatever they want and never gain a pound. Those people that we just attribute to having these crazy, beautiful, amazing genetic metabolism. And we kind of hate them for that a little bit, and we make snarky comments about it. I've totally done that in the past, and I've even said things like, if I saw somebody that was thin, which is only probably actually the size that I ended up being after I lost all my weight, I'd say things like, oh, she really needs to eat a sandwich, like somebody needs to feed her. It's just, it doesn't get us anywhere. I'm going to do a whole other video about bitterness because I think that bitterness and weight loss is a whole other story. But I wanted to talk to you about perspective. The interesting thing that happened, one of the many things that I learned in the journey is I had a different perspective because honestly, let's face it, how many people are actually blessed with that crazy, amazing metabolism where they actually can eat whatever they want and not ever gain a pound? Very, very few people. I'm sure that there's been research done on it. I think that it's a myth, basically. So I want to share a little story with you. I'm part of a fitness group on Facebook, and I joined that group. It's not a group that I host, but I joined that group because their goal was to do a certain amount of workouts, and it's just basically an accountability group for workouts. So it's just a few people. If you've ever seen my Facebook posts where I'm posting, X amount of workouts done for the month, it's really for my accountability for that group. Obviously, I was not working out towards the end of my pregnancy, so that's one of my goals to get back into. One of the girls in that group probably has what I would describe as a freaking killer body. I mean, just amazing, beautiful, tall, gorgeous, thin, healthy. And if I saw this person out, if I didn't know her from the group, if I saw her out eating wings on a Friday night and having a couple of drinks, I would probably, in the past, would have looked at somebody like her and said, that she can eat whatever she wants. Look at her. She's having beer and wings on a Friday night. And I would have made a lot of assumptions about her. And I have made a lot of assumptions about people like that. What I learned as we were friends on Facebook, we're really acquaintances. I don't think we've never met in person. We got linked up on Foursquare. And if any of you have Foursquare on your phone, you know how you get notified when somebody checks in somewhere. It's something that I typically have to unsubscribe to because, I don't know, to me it's kind of annoying. Some people check in literally everywhere they go, and it just, for me, I'm just like, okay. I only check in at interesting places. don't friend me on Foursquare. You're gonna think that I'm not that interesting because I'm just not. Like, I don't check in everywhere I go. Anyways, it just ended up being kind of a dud app for me. So what I learned from this experience, this all has a point. It's super late. I'm so tired. Um, this person, I'll call her M. She checked in on Foursquare every single morning at the gym. Every single morning. Sometimes even on Sundays. I mean, 6, 7 days a week at the gym, 6 o'clock. And I was just starting to get some perspective, that yes, she has an amazing killer body. Yes, she can probably eat whatever she wants without gaining an ounce. But it's because she's been at the gym all morning when this chick is not that great about getting up early in the morning to do the workout first thing in the morning. So you can make all kinds of excuses like, oh, maybe this person isn't married, maybe she doesn't have kids, maybe she does still have a really great metabolism. It goes on and on. Um, I think that this kind of thinking is just as pointless as me at 5'1" wishing that I were taller. Yes, it's true. Some people are just taller than me, and that's a fact. What does that have anything to do with me? It has nothing to do with me. I cannot sit here and find it offensive or continue to surround my life um, with the fact that there are people walking around in the world that are taller than me, and how dare they be taller than me because I really want to be tall. Do you see where I'm going with this? It's about perspective because, I have blue eyes and some people could hate me all day long for having blue eyes or freckles. I used to hate my freckles, but now I love them. They keep me looking young. I look like I'm 12 no matter how old I get. Um, so do you guys get where I'm going, with this? Is that a lot of the times in the journey we get caught up in comparison. We want to be done. We don't want to have to do this anymore. We wish that our relationship with food and our bodies was different. But a lot of us, even people after, even if they're blessed metabolically, or even if they work out every day, or even if there's somebody like me who lost over 100 pounds and did have to work to keep it off, I didn't want people making the same assumptions about me that I made about them. And I'll tell you that this kind of thinking can really kind of drain you of the joy during the journey. And again, it's totally pointless. It has nothing to do with you. And although I may never be the kind of girl whose thighs don't touch, there's a lot that I can do to kind of work on myself and get me to the best version of me. So it's not about being that girl M, because I'm not going to look like her. My body isn't built like her, and that's got to be okay. But I can embrace the wonderful qualities that I have, and the beauty that I have, and the strength that I have in my body and its capabilities, and just work on that. Um, so don't let anything like that. Get some perspective, and don't let your journey be drained by that kind of thinking. It'll really kind of rob you of the joy that you deserve while you're working on this. Um, the other thing that I wanted to share was that a while back in the fall, well, no, it was last spring or last fall. I had the video saved from a long time ago. I started doing a video blog about something that hurt my feelings. And it really, I think, it goes back to the same kind of thing about perspective and maybe kind of bordering on the bitterness element. I had gone to lunch with old coworkers, and when I worked at the newspaper, I was at my heaviest. And everybody there has pretty much, I mean, we're friends on Facebook, so they've either seen me lose my weight, seen me talk about my weight, or, I mean, they're kind of aware of what at least that I lost a bunch of weight and did it without surgery. Um, we were at a lunch and somebody made a comment. I showed up late, so there wasn't enough chairs at the table, and I was kind of an unexpected guest. Somebody invited me last minute. And it was after I had lost over 100 pounds. It was when I was in maintenance. And somebody made a comment at the table that I didn't need a chair because I don't eat anymore. And I was really hurt by that, and I was taken aback by it because it was such a negative comment, and such a like a snappy kind of comment that came from somebody that is very well aware of my journey. And for the first time, I kind of saw how somebody who might be thinner or maybe in a better state of health than where we were could be really hurt and really kind of offended that we would poke fun at or make fun of or kind of like take a jab at what they've worked so hard to achieve. Because for the first time in my life, somebody was making fun of me because of my weight loss, and nobody said anything about it, and I just kind of brushed it off, but it really made me uncomfortable and it really hurt my feelings. And I started to record a video that day, and I didn't post it, and I never finished it because I was just kind of torn up about it. So there's some perspective for you is after you lost all your weight, would you want somebody to make the kind of assumptions about you that you've made about other people? And you know, look, I know that we can make comments all in good fun, and you know, a lot of it is pretty harmless, but when it's robbing you of your joy on your journey, and you're picking your body apart because you're always comparing it to somebody else, I just think that it's important for us to have perspective and you know, look at it from a different point of view. Because one of the comments that I would get after I lost all my weight was that people wish that they could look like me or be like me or be able to achieve the same kind of success. So for once, I started to look at myself differently. And I think that you should give yourself the space that, you know, maybe you're not going to be 5'9", 5'10". Maybe you're like me. Maybe you're just always going to be heavier on the bottom, and maybe your thighs will always touch. But once you start appreciating the things that are great about you and the things that are beautiful and wonderful and strong and amazing about you, then you might have a different perspective on yourself. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.